Hello, welcome to yet another episode of On the Brink Show right here on Varsity Studio TV, where we bring new young people doing the most in various sectors, be it in business, in agriculture, in mining, in arts, and all other sectors that I've not talked about. And today we are happy and excited to be hosting a young leader in the house. He is the Enactors President at the University of Zimbabwe. He's also the House Prize President, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, at the University of Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Patrick NDOWA to the show. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
And it's our pleasure having you on the show here.
It's a pleasure too.
So, can we talk about Patrick NDOWA? Who is Patrick?
Well, Patrick NDOWA, I'm a young gentleman. I'm 22 years of age, born January 9, 1998. I am a third year student at the University of Zimbabwe, studying electronics and telecommunications engineering. And I am currently involved in a lot of stuff. I basically am a person who is more like an outspoken person. I'm part of Enactors as the current president for Enactors UZ. I am also the current House Prize Campus Director for University of Zimbabwe. And besides that, I'm also the former Zikoso Vice President for University of Zimbabwe as well. So I'm a person who is much involved in a lot of social activities on campus and even outside campus. Besides that, I also have some projects that I'm doing. I have a magazine that I do with my friends and my business partner, which is called The Woo Magazine, and I'm the brand coordinator, the marketing and the advertising person for that magazine. So that's basically a nutshell about me. And I'm also a brother. I'm a second born in a family of 6. I have 2 younger sisters, 2 younger brothers, and 1 older brother.
Wow. And how does it feel holding such big positions at the University of Zimbabwe? I mean, how do you feel?
Well, for me it's just normal, because even since I was in primary school, I still remember when I was in grade 5 in primary school, I was the vice head by school. And when I was in high school, I was also I was involved in a lot of things, like I was the club's president for some of the clubs, as well as I was in junior council. So those are some of the things that I used to do in high school. So for me, doing those things in college is just like a continuation of what I've been doing since I was young.
Wow, that's so profound. And how do you balance school and those leadership positions? Because I understand you hold these positions concurrently. How then do you balance your education side and this leadership side?
Well, I think it's all a matter of priority. But to me, school comes first, because the reason why I'm in school is because my parents want me to get a degree. Of course, I may not want to get a degree, but well, my parents want me to get a degree, and they are paying fees. At the end of the day, they want to see results. So I try to make sure that in everything that I do, school comes first. But after school comes first, I have to plan my things, prioritize my stuff, and know how to manage my time. You know, each and everyone has 24 hours, but we have people doing great things in those 24 hours, and we have people who say we don't have time. One of the things that we as young people have is actually time. We might not have the resources, the money, but we have time and ideas. So it's all a matter of how do you manage your time and how do you manage the resources that you have. And at the end of the day, you prioritize which comes first and you try to manage all those things.
Wow, and that tells me that you're a very, very busy person. Yeah. So let's talk about the schedule of a normal day for you. How does it look like?
Well, for me, let me just talk about a typical day for me. A normal day for me will be like, when I wake up in the morning, I make sure that I do some exercises. If it means a morning jog, I do a morning jog. I used to go to the gym in the morning when I wake up around 5, but yeah, now I'm no longer doing that. And then I make sure that each and every day is planned. For example, if I have several meetings, I have specific time intervals where I have my meetings, and I make sure that when it comes to, like currently I'm on attachment, so when I wake up I do all the things and then I go to work for attachment. But when it comes to like a normal day at school, I do my things. When I wake up, I attend lectures. Lunchtime, obviously, I do my lunch stuff, and then after lunch, I focus on all other things that help me, my personality and everything. And I also have a social life. I'm a very social person. I go out with friends as well. So I just make sure that my typical day, I balance everything, and also I make sure that I have time to pray.
Oh, that's good, because you know, if you pray, we believe that everything goes according to plan.
Exactly.
And you know, I think you are one of the most influential people at the University of Zimbabwe. And you know, when you are a celebrity, then you call it a celebrity. When you're a celebrity, we also have those women who just want to find themselves around you. How do you deal with that?
Well, yeah. That's a great question. But as for me, I try to be professional as I can. In as much as I'm also a social person, you know, men like women, it's inevitable. But at the same time, I try to keep a good reputation and a good image for myself. In as much as I might be like liking someone, but at the same time, I have to keep a good reputation and a good image for myself. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to build a brand for myself. So I don't want to create a brand which is filled with women, so to say. So I just try to make sure that when it comes to relationship, I am a man of one woman.
Yes, he said it very clearly that he's a man of one woman. So if you want to shoot your shot, I'm very sorry, he's off the market.
I didn't say I have a woman currently, but I am a man of one woman.
Okay, that was my conclusion.
Okay.
Let's talk about the big one. You are the brand coordinator for the Go magazine.
Yeah.
And for your own information, we had Rattle on this show.
Wow.
I'm sure you work together.
Yeah, we work together.
Shout out to you. Then I understand you won a prestigious award some weeks ago.
Yeah, a few days ago.
It's a few days ago, right?
A few days ago.
Where you were second
in a competition, like a national competition.
Yes, under UNICEF, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's talk more about that. How was it?
Okay, so this was a competition, like it's a youth challenge that is specifically called Generation Unlimited Youth Challenge. It's an initiative of a subsidiary, but the main organization is UNICEF. So they are trying to bring out young people with small businesses or small startups to pitch their ideas, and after pitching their ideas, they give you a platform where you get money, you get incubation period where they will be training you, and also getting some several benefits out of it. So we got a chance to actually pitch for these competitions. They are done like at different stages. There's the national and then there's the global. So for this one specifically, it was a national competition where we just pitched, we tried our luck, and then boom, we found ourselves as winners. And Generation Unlimited, it's a youth challenge that helps young people who are into social entrepreneurship, who are into small businesses or startups, and they help you to grow your idea and make it a reality. At the end of the day, we are in a bid to create a better world and a better nation. And at the end of the day, we want to be better people and better citizens.
Oh, and you know, as talking to you, I'm getting these insights that you're a good leader. Yes, you're a leader. And you are studying electronics.
Exactly.
What you're studying, is it what you've always wanted to do, or you're just doing it for the sake of getting a degree?
Well, for me, I would say, like, when I was growing up, I was a person who was more into arts, and yeah, I still remember when I was in Form 3, I wanted to do something to do with law. But the fact that I can say I was smart, and you know, when you are smart in school, you always want to take sciences because you think that people who are smart, they take sciences. So basically, I believe that you should do what you love and love what you do. That's how you become successful. So at the end of the day, I am loving what I'm doing, and yeah, I'm doing what I'm loving. And if now I'm loving what I'm doing, but basically I wanted to do something to do with. I think my strength basically is in the social studies or something to do with social or arts. But yeah, I'm loving what I do because I am good at it.
Wow, I like that. Then, you know, growing up in our families, waiti prefect to school, we kept in Bora. When you get home, the issue is maisa one, maisa chikoro chete, maisa dzakawanda wodzibate dzese. Yes, that happened in your family. How are they reacting to all these positions that you hold?
Well, in our family, most of the people, like my siblings, are actually smart people. So we used to, when I was growing up, we used to be position one most of the time. So it was very normal. If you come with a position second, it will be something like, it will be like a long story. But when I was growing up, I knew how to manage my stuff. You know, in primary school, all you have is just school. And sometimes maybe playing. But yeah, when I was in high school now, that's when I started managing my stuff, and that's when I started being involved in all these different things. But at the end of the day, being involved in all these different things, I could bring good results to my parents, because of the character that I was developing and the person that I was becoming. So for them, to me, I believe that education is not all about getting a degree or getting straight A's. But education means a lot. You have to be educated, like an all-rounded education. You have to be a person who has the people skills. You have to be a person who has the ability to interact and network with people and penetrate within this corporate world and the social spheres. So to them, it was something that was good for me to engage in a lot of things. But at the end of the day, as I said, school comes first to me. So I made sure that I passed with good grades to make my parents happy, but at the same time developing a character for myself and a brand for myself.
Wow, you sound like a very serious person. So we now want to find out if you have a social life. So I'm just going to ask you something.
Yeah.
It's a song. Do you know a song called Kure Kure?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know the artist? Which the artist?
Kure. No, it's not Sakura. It's what kind of man are you gonna be? A menace? I know the song, but the artist is just like.
Oh, okay, let's try another one.
Yeah.
Who has a signature that says Chira, Chirauro, Chira?
Isn't this Enzo?
That's Enzo. So yeah.
Enzo Aisha.
Now you hear from him, he has a social life.
I have a social life. I think Enzo is my most favorite because I like his skill, his art, like just his voice generally. He's different. Yeah, he's my favorite.
Shout out to Enzo out there. And then Patrick, where do you see yourself in 5 years in your studies and also in your leadership career?
Well, as for me, I want to dive into politics. I'm actually into student politics because I am at the University of Zimbabwe where I was the Zikosu president, and I want to run for SRC president for this coming election as the University of Zimbabwe. Wow. So as for me, in the next 5 years, I'll be graduating in 2022, and I'm planning to run for either councillor or MP in 2023. So possibly I'll see myself in a government office, being a man with big stomachs. That's where I see myself. And also as well as in business, I want to develop our business. So we want to see ourselves making some waves in the air and some strides as well.
Oh, I like that. I'm not sure about the big stomachs part, but anyway, we'll support you in whatever that you want to do, and we'll be having your back. We'll be supporting you always. So what do you have to say to someone who wants to dive into student politics, but probably they're afraid or their parents don't allow them to start getting involved into student politics?
What I can say is, for me, my parents are actually political. They are not even. By the way, I'm Adventist. I'm like my parents are pure Adventists, and I'm an Adventist as well. And Adventism with politics, there are two different things that never intersect. But as for me, I believe I would do clean politics in Zimbabwe. They say if you are like being a politician in an African state, like it's actually a dirty game. But I believe that at the end of the day, to all young people out there, you just have to believe in yourself, know what you want, and know what your skills are. I believe in this statement which says if you have the skill as well as the will, you can go places. So if you have the will and the skill, then you can go places. And if you want to dive into student politics, make sure that you're strong, because at the end of the day, we have a lot of people who are trying to do that or who are doing that. And being a young person in Zimbabwe and try to dive into politics, it's actually a hard thing. Why? Because we are penetrating in a space where there are only old people, dominated by old people. So for you to penetrate in that space, it's something hard, and it requires and demands a lot of dedication and courage as well. Because sometimes you find yourself in behind the bars for raising your voice to say something. Sometimes you find yourself with wounds because of what you must have said or something like that. So I would say it requires a lot of courage and dedication in order for you to be out there and to do something out there. So basically my word of advice to people out there is that believe in yourself. There is no time like the present, and when you are too young, youth is sowing time. When you are too young, it's time you should try to build your own brand, to build your own name, so that when you grow up, you only retire after you have built your name and you have made history. Thank you.
So Patrick, you said something that he touched.
Yeah.
you talked about going to a church that is not really involved into politics,
Yeah.
but you are in politics.
Yeah.
Do you get any pressures from the church?
Okay, from the church, of course, you know, there are elders, there are deacons, there are people who gives advice like every time. But at the end of the day, you as a person, you should know where you stand. If your conscience is clear about what you're doing, then there's no problem about that. But at the same time, you have to take advice, because I still remember even back then in the Bible, there are a lot of people who actually did politics who were Christians. Take a look at Daniel when you were still young, you were still 17, when he engaged in politics. Of course, theirs was not party politics or polarized politics. It was like something like where someone would be given an opportunity to lead. But ours is polarized and it's party politics. So that's the difference with it. But yes, of course, I get some pressures, but I know how to manage those pressures.
Well, I like that. And you know, we have been commemorating the 60 days of activism against gender-based violence. It's not only the 16 days where we get to talk about these things. There are things that are happening in our everyday, today lives. What do you think we can do to reduce violence against women and also against men?
Okay, I would think that if we are to reduce violence against women, it starts with our leaders themselves. If our leaders are leading in the right cause, then we as the people, we can actually catch the fire and help them as well. And at the end of the day also, it's all about us as people. How do we take it? Because I think violence, gender-based violence, it mostly affects women. In as much as it also affects men, but it mostly affects women. So if we as men, we try to make sure that we reduce that and try to do some initiatives like these initiatives, and I think it will go a long way in trying to reduce such.
Yes, we will definitely try to fight against gender-based violence. And let's say there's someone who has been watching the show, they've heard you and they want to be inspired, they want to talk to you personally. How do they get in touch with you?
Well, I'm on Instagram is Patrick NDOWA_, and on Twitter is Patrick NDOWA_ as well. On Facebook is Patrick NDOWA. So I just try to keep it natural, to keep it like my real name, Patrick NDOWA. And my WhatsApp number is 0779 698 613. That's my WhatsApp number.
Yeah, wait, is that WhatsApp number strictly for business?
No, it's not strictly for business. As I said, I'm a social person.
So yeah, my sisters, I think you can get your time to shoot your shot at him. Thank you so much, Patrick, for coming through to the show. We are very excited to be having a leader with us here, and we wish you all the best in all your endeavors.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. My name is RONALD T Mtatabikwa, Mr. God is what you can call me, and this has been on the Brink show, where we had Patrick NDOWA all the way from the University of Zimbabwe. Please do follow us on social media at Varsity Stereo TV across all social platforms, and don't forget to give us feedback in the comment section. And in the next episode, I promise we are going to be giving you some shout outs, so please do comment in the comment section so that you get a shout out next time. It's us, and for this week we are out.